How's everyone doing today? Y'all good? I'm doing good. I am so happy to be back into my studio after what feels like a months-long hiatus from doing anything out here. So, with a renewed gung-ho energy and a let's get this done attitude, let's work on some furniture, shall we? Well, hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back into the studio. Have you guys ever heard of the term whatnot in regards to a piece of furniture? How about the French word étagère? Well, a whatnot is the American term for étagère, which is French for a slender, delicate, open shelving piece of furniture where you can display your baubles, your tchotchkes, and whatever treasures you happen to have. Now, étagères became very popular during the Victorian era and then further popularized in the 1950s by the American interior designer Billy Baldwin. Now, this particular one is from the early 19th century, definitely Victorian. It is constructed of a walnut wood. Now, it is missing one of the back support legs, but that's going to be an easy fix. I want to transform this piece back into a beautiful, timeless treasure that it once was, so it can be loved for another 100 years. And the best way to do that is to maintain the piece's character and integrity, and keeping that in mind when I think of a new, glow-up vision for it. I want the simplistic end beauty of it to appeal to the masses, and I want it to go seamlessly in any decor. So my vision is a very easy one. Simplistic sophistication. And we're gonna get there with some paint and some stain. Now, the first step that I need to do on this piece is to actually replace that missing leg. And I'm gonna do that by actually tracing the good one that's still left there, giving myself this little template pattern that I can then transfer onto the wood I have. This is constructed of walnut. I am going to be using pine, and you are never going to know the difference in the end. The name of the game is keep your costs down and use what you have, and because of the vision I have, I'm going to be able to do that without it being a problem. I'm saying that in the business way because the goal is to put as little money and time as you possibly can into this to get this amazing, fabulous outcome without cheating the piece. And if you can cut corners like this, cut them. Before I can get my new leg put on there, I need to give the very underneath some attention. As you can see, the veneer has lifted up in several places from it. The underneath of the rest of the shelves looks really, really good, so I'm excited I'll be able to stain them, but the very, very bottom one, I'm gonna have to do something with it. And I actually made the executive decision to just remove all of that old, dry, brittle, cracking veneer. You're never going to see it under there. I'm gonna be able to make it look fabulous when I'm done. And I think taking it off is the better choice out of both of those. Instead, all I'm gonna have to do now is just sand it nice, flat, and flush, and I'll have a great surface to attach that new leg to. let the this repair cure for the night. Even when I'm using like a fast drying glue or something and nails and screws, I still want to give my project the time to cure, whether it's paint, glue, whatever the medium, it doesn't make a difference to me. It's all about durability and strength and doing it right. So I'm going to leave this be for the night, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Let's get the clamps off and check out this repair. I am super happy with that repair, and how easy was that? Now we're gonna move on to my least favorite task out of them all when it comes to furniture flipping and furniture art, and that's sanding. And the reason I hate it so much is because it hurts my hands so bad. Those that have been around here for a long time know I have rheumatoid arthritis really bad in my hands, and I have carpal tunnel, which isn't a great combination, but we're gonna push right through that regardless because I've got work to do. So I'm gonna take this outside and I am going to sand the shelves. The vision is to restain each shelf top and bottom. It doesn't matter that I pulled that veneer out of the toe kick area of the piece because you're never going to see that. The rest of the shelves are in great condition, so I'm hoping to get that old finish off super easy. I'm gonna sand it, but I also have to be incredibly mindful that there is in fact a veneer on this. So fingers crossed. That's all we can do. Something else on here that I'd never seen before. Like, I don't even know how I didn't see this, but I now have to make some more pieces for this piece to put it back together the way that it was. Let me show you what my dilemma is. All right, you see this piece right here? This is a wooden like bracket that is made to look like it's holding up the shelves, only it's the only one on the entire piece. So that means I have to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 7 of these little pieces. Yes. Now I've got to make a template. I'm going to apply some citrus strip all over the shelf areas, especially in between the spindles and wherever the old finish is still very heavily left on there. I might even still need to do some sanding, but this is definitely going to help me get a good layer on there. And then you're going to need some cellophane, like some cling wrap. You need to put that down over it so that it can do its magic while it's covered.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
As I peeled the plastic off, I could tell that some of the stripper had dried in some spots. I'm gonna do the best that I can with this. I'm gonna scrape off as much as I can on each and every shelf, but I know I'm going to have to go back over this. To run a little water and a rag over the surface of the shelf so I can remove any discoloration and residue that will be left behind. One thing I'm noticing is the bottom shelf is like really, really red, like cherry red, and the rest of it is not as red. I think I'm gonna have to rethink this color though. Regardless, there's been so much on here between the stripper, the mineral spirits, and the fuel that I am going to let it sit overnight, and we'll come back at it tomorrow and I'll sand it then.
The following day.
Am I almost done? Oh my God, I've been doing this forever. How long has it been?
It's been 84 years.
It's a long time. I am done sanding. Yes. Yes. One thing about old pieces is it's very common to find them built out of many different varieties of wood, and I feel like that's the case here because the bottom shelf is way redder than any of the other four shelves, and I'm wondering if this was like a walnut and then they threw a cherry down there because it's just really, really red. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not entirely sure what to do here, but I'm gonna take the best educated guess I can. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the red out of that without bleaching it, which that's not an option. I'm not going that route. I need to bring the other four shelves to a reddish tone and then work from there. At least that's what I'm gonna try. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do? I don't know. I'm gonna take my Guggenheim to get sharpened. Ugh. I'm gonna start with cherry. I'm using my old master's cherry stain that I used on the beams in my dining room. If you haven't checked that out, I'll link the video above. Those things came out amazing for like $50 and you can't tell they're not beams. But anyways, back to the shelf. This is not looking cherry to me. It really kind of has a pumpkin orange look to it. So I am not sure how this is going to come out, but This is my choice. This is what I have to work with that has a slightly orange-red undertone to it. And I'm still going to go forward. I'm going to get it on the shelves, see what it looks like. But I know I'm going to have to play mad scientist and add a color to the top to bring it to the warmth that I need. I think I'm going to do that by using Minwax gel stain in coffee. It's a really dark stain, and going over this with that is going to give me the warmth that the bottom has. It looks absolutely amazing. I think this was definitely the right choice. I think this is what it needed. All that's left to do now is the details, and I am going to do those in black using Beyond Paint and Licorice. I decided I wanted my piece to have that authentic 100-year-old glossy surface you can only get from shellac, so that's exactly what I'm using on it, some spray shellac. I want that shine on the wood grain, I want the shine on the black, and I honestly cannot even believe this wood grain was hidden under that 100-year-old finish. God, it looks so good. This piece is gorgeous. I'm going to cover top, bottom, upside down, inside out. Every area and surface is going to be covered and sealed with the shellac. And because I just can't contain my extraness, I need to add one more detail to this piece. I went into my stash of precast resin molds that I have to see if I have something that would work. And I have this brooch-esque shape that I think would absolutely look gorgeous right on the back of the shelf. Very understated, very simplistic, but at the same time, it makes a very beautiful statement on the piece. I am going to paint it black, and I'm just going to give it a little aging technique using some gilding wax, attach it on there, and we are done. And it only took like 84 years. Sanding is the worst, but look at where we are now. Well, that was a whole lot of work with the sanding, but in the end, it was totally worth it because this came out amazing. So good. Before I show you the finish, let's take one more quick look at the before. It had a great shape to it. Everything was solid and sturdy and together. It just needed a little help and a spruce up, and that's exactly what I did. Stripping off that 100-year-old finish revealed this beautiful grain that now shines on this piece with an incredibly warm stain, custom mixed to make everything match. I wasn't sure we'd be able to do that bottom shelf, but it came out really amazing. The black details are everything. This is what keeps it classic and traditional, and I absolutely love it. To make the right decisions for the piece while maintaining the integrity and character that I could see that it had, and I think I nailed it. You will have to let me know what you think. Did I nail it or did I fail it? Well, my friends, thank you so much for joining me again out in the studio, finally working on another piece of furniture. I have so many I need to get to. It's not even funny. I am not sure what the next one's going to be, but I have a good idea, and I'd love it if you would be there to watch it transform. I have a pretty good idea what piece I'm gonna pick, but I have a lot to choose from, so it gets really hard sometimes. Kind of want to just do them all, you know what I mean? I get really excited and into it, and the ideas start going, and it gets really hard to just narrow it down to one piece because my creative thought process is like a squirrel trying to cross the road. Everything is flying in every different direction. I get so many ideas, and I would love it if you would be here for all of those ideas. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I would love it if you would consider doing so right now. Not a huge channel, but every interaction with you amazing people gives me hope and encouragement and keeps me going, and I love you guys for it. I hope you enjoyed today's transformation, and I will see you next time on the flip side. Bye, guys.